What if Burn Up was in Gen 1 OU? Now, Burn Up is a move that I'm sure most of you have never heard of. It was introduced in Generation 7, and was only given to, I believe, Moltres, Typhlosion, and Arcanine. But in Gen 7, I think it was just Arcanine and Typhlosion. I guess Moltres got it eventually, because when I tried looking or searching for Pokemon with Burn Up, I looked on NatDex, so I'm just assume this is right. And either way, it's a lot better than just doing Arcanine, because I already did a Typhlosion video in Gen 1. So, interesting move. This is probably going to be a shorter video. I will admit, I was originally going to do What If Stonehits was in Gen 1 OU, and I was working on that yesterday. But unfortunately, there was just way too much to cover, so I couldn't actually finish it. But this should be fine, because a commenter suggested this, and I actually think this one looked pretty interesting too. Because the fire type in Gen 1 is... I think the best way to describe it is okay-ish. Because in some ways it's good. Like, Tauros uses Fire Blast. Fire Blast in and of itself is a pretty good move. And you got, like, Pokemon like Moltres and... I think just Moltres, that's like, could be good in Gen 1 OU. And you got other Pokemon like Charizard that are good at NU. So it's weird. Like, they have good tools, like Fire Spin. And obviously, like, having a 30% chance to burn with Fire Blast is good. But for the most part, defensively, Fire type is really held back. Because having weaknesses to ground, rock, and water is really, really bad. Those are like 3 of the most common attacking types in the game, if not the most common attacking types. But that's where Burn Up comes in. Because Burn Up, well, I guess you can't really see it here, let's just do Gen 8. It's a 130 base power move, and unlike Fire Blast, it's 100% accurate. And as you can obviously see, it removes the fire type exactly. For Moltres, it still will have its weaknesses it would have for the flying type, that being electric, ice, rock, but not having a 4 times weakness to rock is pretty nice. Arcanine though. Losing that fire typing is both really good, but at the same time doesn't matter. Which is really sad to say. Because Arcanine, it has a base special of 80, so nothing really that special. But I guess since all the other fire types have some niche over it, it's nice that Arcanine finally has something. But it doesn't matter because it cannot hurt anything for the most part, and even if it loses its fire typing, you're probably going to get hit super effectively anyways, because most of the stuff with like ground and water moves are faster, like let's say Starmie or Tauros. And even if you get rid of it, this is Gen 1 we're talking about, where most moves are being hit for neutral damage, and the best attacking types are only hitting neutrally, Psychic and Normal. There aren't any like Poison or Fighting types in OU, so how does becoming typeless help it? Like, sure, you no longer become, weak to Rhydon's Earthquake, but it's still Rhydon's Earthquake, so it's gonna do a lot of damage. So even with this admittedly pretty interesting move, Arcanine just has nothing. I think it becomes slightly better in NU if it's even in NU. If not, then I don't know, PU Menace, I guess. And I'm assuming Arcanine does run it, because like, what are the alternatives? Hyper Beam, maybe. Agility. Yeah, it has nothing other than Skull Bash and Teleport? What? Maybe Skull Bash I can understand, but Teleport? How does it know Teleport? Why doesn't it know Teleport? If any of you Gen 1 experts can explain that in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Because now I'm just confused. So, whatever. I guess we should quickly just go over how Moltres used to move. At Moltres, it would be legitimately good. But I think you just aren't really able to have it like on your team. Because one big downside of Burn Up is that it needs to be a fire type in order to use it. So the moment you use it, you can't actually use it again unless you switch out, I think. And Moltres kind of needs all of its moves. Because normally, at least in OU, and probably in Never Use as well, it likes using agility and Fire Spin to trap, and then killing everything with its either really powerful Fire Blast or Hyper Beam. But you can't really do that with if you have Burn Up. Because if you have Burn Up, you can only use it once pretty much. Which means that you only have Fire Spin and Hyper Beam to try to take everything out. If you decide to keep agility. If you use Burn Up instead, then like it could still be. Okay, I'm not gonna say it would be good in OU. It absolutely wouldn't, because you kind of need Moltres to outspeed everything. But then, at least with this one, you can still hit hard, you can still trap, and you can lose your fire typing, which for the most part doesn't might change a whole lot. But not being weak to water is actually pretty huge, because you have a really good 125 special, and it's good for just not being quad weak to Rock Slide. So you can actually survive a Rhydon move, which doesn't matter. You're gonna die anyways, like the next turn, because you can't really hurt Rhydon. But it's nice for like a worst case scenario. So it's really unfortunate, and there probably are some lists that will actually replace Fire Blast with Burn Up, just because they might just not want to use Fire Blast as much, or they just see some switching a lot. And if that's the case, then it probably would be a good move on Moltres, and it is a good move at the end of the day. Granted, you probably won't use it that much, but it's a nice option that you can use to throw people off guard. So that's pretty much it. I still think it's annoying that they auto get rid of the EVs. I wish they didn't do that, but I guess it makes sense. So let's just look at some replays. We don't have a lot this time, because there's not really much to talk about, and there's not a lot of Pokemon that get it. Unlike Stone Edge, where so many Pokemon get it, and for each Pokemon it pretty much single-handedly changes how they're using the game. Yeah, it's going to be a doozy once we get to that. So starting off, we always start with the boy Tauros, and this is a good example about what I mean. Use Burn Up. It did respectable damage, but now you just get outsped still. And there's, I decided to be nice, so I went for Blizzard there, just so that Arcanine could maybe heal with Rest. But even then, see here, it's taking these neutrally, but it's still just a really easy 3-hit KO with 2 Body Slams and a Hyper Beam. Arcanine can do nothing against these Pokemon. And that was unfortunate. Tauros couldn't have killed anyways, but at the very least, having a slightly stronger Fire Blast, that's 100% accurate, or I guess 99% in Gen 1. It's nice for Moltres. It wishes you can use it, but the other moves it has are just better and more consistent. And again, it's Rhydon. Even with low special, that's pretty much all it did. And then Earthquake, so does a lot. Granted, getting crit is really unfortunate, but I don't think that really matters. Especially since now, I didn't mention it yet, but you're also losing your stab, which I guess isn't the biggest deal, but it still really sucks. And you don't really get much of a benefit. Unless you get a crit. Moltres is, if there's one thing we can worry about this video, it's that Moltres rules Arcanine's rules. Moltres is the king, which isn't that surprising. Obviously calling Moltres W. But you feel F at Arcanine. You absolutely do. And against Starmie, there's not really anything Arcanine does still. I wish I had more to say, but yeah, no. Moltres, on the other hand, I was actually really surprised that's how much Surf did. I honestly would have expected more, but I guess 125 special is pretty good. It's still kind of not very much Moltres can really do other than Hyper Beam though. And this moveset doesn't have agility. So since you're always just slower than Starmie, it means that you can't really take advantage of no longer being weak to Surf. So you still kind of lose. Which Yeah, unfortunate. The last replay I'm just going to show, since I figured people would be curious. No. Burn Up does not OHKO. Obviously with the crit it does, but Fire Blast also kills with the crit. So even like in terms of like just using it just to hit things super effectively, it's probably not worth it. But what do you guys think? Do you think Burn Up is being slept on? Do you think it actually would be good? Or would Arcanine even be able to make use of it in lower tiers? And would you ever consider using an Moltres in OU? I'm sorry it's been a while since I've been uploading. Things have just been kind of bad, IRL. But I'm gonna try to get back to uploading daily. And I think now that I did this video, it felt really easy for me. So the other one should be better. So thank you all for watching. This is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.